Good morning. It's a beautiful day in the Boise Valley, nice spring day, and so I'm doing a little work in the greenhouse. I did put in the sunshades this week because it's starting to get really hot in here. Last year we put them outside, but we thought we'd try them inside this year because it's a lot easier to do. The difference is the ceiling won't be covered, but it's not clear anyway. So far this seems to be working pretty good, and I've added a couple of larger fans over here to keep it a little cooler. And when I'm over here working, sometimes I take this rag and dip it in the water and let the fan blow on it, and it cools me off.
And you also put water on the...
Oh yeah, sometimes, not when I'm working in here, but when it starts getting hot, I'll put water on.
Yeah, it makes for a really humid climate as the water
It'll lower it,
evaporates.
3 or 4 degrees.
Yeah.
Easily. So what I'm doing today, and I did do some more potting. This is our cucumbers and squash. And we'll see how they do. I find it very difficult to grow those and pot them up, and I usually grow them just right in the ground, seed in the ground. But I want to try this year because we'll get a little earlier harvest if I do it this way and if it works. If it doesn't work, I have seeds, so I can plant seeds. So today I'm potting up some more of my little marigolds, and it may seem like I've got an awful lot of marigolds, and I do, because I'm going to try an experiment this year and plant marigolds. I know they will keep the tomato worms out of the tomatoes, but I think they also are good for aphids and some other bugs, so I'm going to try to plant these around some of the plants we had trouble with last year, like the squash.
Yeah, and we got a half acre here, so it's going to take quite a few.
So what I do, one of the things that's very important when you're working with little plants like this is you don't touch the stem. You pull the leaves. The leaves can be replaced if you harm them, but the stems can't. So I have this little tool here. So I just come in and loosen one. Oh, and before I do that, I take this little tool, and it makes a hole, if you can see there. And then I just grab the leaves. That one doesn't have a lot of root. It's still just the bicotyledon, but we'll see if it'll live. I usually don't pot those on that small, but that one was the easiest one to get to. And then I do the next one. Now the important thing too is you want to get the soil around the roots. This one's got some roots, I can tell by the way it's coming up, so it's got some nice roots. We'll pot it down in there. Now the important thing is to get soil around the roots. So if you take it and just pat it a little bit, the soil will settle around the roots. I need a little more dirt in this one, so I just, with my fingers, will get a little potting soil. And the other important thing is to water them really good. So I keep water in this big container down here, and then we'll just pour some. Whoops, I'm leaking. I think this has got a split in. Yeah, I need to get something new to pour water with, and that's good. Let's clean up our mess. So that's kind of what I'm doing today. The other thing that's happening too is I'm going to start more and more. Oh, and let's take a look at the tomatoes. They are glorious right now. I think I was potting some of these plants up last week when you watched. And look at, they're looking really good. Look at this guy. It's going to even try to bloom. So these are the ones, if you remember, I was digging out weeds, and in order to get rid of the weeds, I had to dig up this plant. So I just divided it, and so we'll get a whole bunch more. Let's see, is there anything else in here that's new? Just the continuation of moving plants out. These are getting kind of floppy. Look, the canna in it did glorious in here. It loved it in here. But it's about time to put them outside. But I'm enjoying them, their company in here when I'm working. So this one, I think maybe is too many plants in the pot, so it hasn't bloomed. As you can see, I've got some peppers that are doing really good. Some more marigolds. These are some plants that I bought for Burpee that are supposedly drought resistant. And so I bought these, I bought these to put in the dry area. This one is an echinacea. It's a pink double delight echinacea. This one is a coral. This one is a butterfly bush. This one is a, I can't remember what I bought. That's Omanara. That will attract bees. So those all go in the dry bed. And I think that's probably about all for today.
Well, there you have another episode of Gretchen's Garden and Greenhouse.
Bye.
Hey, everybody take care.